So it's no big surprise that I am not a huge fan of plugins. Never have been. It's one thing that always kept me away from WordPress. And I'll tell you why. The biggest problem with plugins is you're building something and you're allowing a third person to basically have control over what you build. And let me give you an example of what just happened to me last week to kind of illustrate this point. Now, no one's at fault here. This is just the way the world works. But I had a plugin for a framework that I had used to build a site for an acquaintance who, you know the story. They've got a small business, don't have much money, yada, yada, yada. So fast forward about a year and a half later, I think it's been, and I start getting emails from my Cloudways server saying, hey, you've got a vulnerability on your server. Of course, as we all know, Bricks 1.2 point whatever, the last one version, had to be upgraded. And it had a vulnerability before that. So I'm going through all my sites and I get to this one site. I totally forgot about the site. I don't know the guy that well, doing a favor, that kind of thing. But now I've gone ahead and I had already canceled that plugin. Didn't really think about it. So now I got one of two choices. I either have to go through the guy's entire bloody site and fix it, which has ended up what I ended up having to do, or you bite the bullet and you're paying for a plugin you didn't even want. So in this video, what I thought I'd do is prove to you that you truly don't need a plugin. You know, it is easy enough now with just core bricks using their variables and the ability to import classes. That's all you need. And those things, they don't change. You know, that's the great thing here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this site. Just hosting this locally. This is just a sample site. I had set it up the other day. All that this site has is Brick Styler installed, which again is just a bunch of variables. Oh, and it has the Bricks FX animation library, which is what these classes are. And these variables make up the Bricks Styler framework. But nothing's installed. There are no plugins. In fact, let's go look at it. I can prove to you plugins. And oh, there is one plugin. I have ACPT. I have that installed because after this video, I'm going to show what I just make, how to make it dynamic so that, you know, a user could update it themselves. Again, it's not that you can never use plugins. Yeah, use a plugin for something as complicated, say, as having your own custom post types. I get that, you know. I suppose even the forms nowadays with AI help, do you really need to use a plugin to create a form? Come on now, I can tell AI exactly the form I want. It'll generate the HTML. I paste that in. But that's a whole other video. For right now, let's just take a look at, you know, having the consistency and the ability to create your site without plugins. You've got your blank page here, and let's go. We'll head off to, say, Bricksbits, and I will get a set of cards that I want to use. You know what? I think this will work here because I'm kind of thinking it's going to be a locations section. So we'll preview that and we will get the code and I will call this our locations, no real reason, just because, and copy it over, just get the code, bring it in, paste it in, and there you go. It brought in all the settings, all the spacing is all done for you. No plugins because they're variables. Simple as that. I don't have to pay next year to have, you know, space M be worth 2 rem or whatever. It's actually on a clamp, but you get the idea. Now you may see that, oh, well, these colors here don't work because the class that's in it, we have our thing set to primary, which, kind of gets a little close to the background color. So let's go ahead and change that to secondary, which again, if you remember when I showed you the other page, it's able to be done. And now we can change, if we want, we could change this color here. Let's go ahead and give it a nice light color. And we'll do the same with our body text. And there you go. The whole thing's pretty much done. So let's actually set one up. I happen to have thrown in a couple of images. So we'll throw in one. We'll throw in another. And let's throw in a third. And here we can come and say, okay, well, this is Vancouver, London, and Paris. I kind of find these buttons are a little bit muted, and I know what I'm going to do in the next video, so I'm going to go ahead and say view location. We will, but let's change this button. It's a little on the dark side. So all you have to do is you come here, you go into your background. Because you used a variable-based styling system and not a plugin, you don't have to worry because you can always recreate what the value of this is. Although, to be very honest, you also get the JSON files, and JSON files don't age. So, just saying. Let's actually use a transparency so we can kind of see those. There we go. Okay, so now we have view location, and we could, duplicate that. I'm not going to do this in this video because in the next video, I'm going to make all of this be dynamic, coming out of what the user can edit. So they don't even, I don't personally care about typing on a page because I make a lot of spelling mistakes. And honestly, I don't want my client bugging me about, I want to change those words. It's like, it's so much easier for me to just build them something dynamic, let them do it. And like I said, we're going to make this whole page dynamic in about 10 minutes in the next video. But again, the point of this is to say, look, you have all the powers of, so I come in here and I say, oh, okay, well, this is a three grid and I've got a space of medium. Well, what if I wanted extra large in there? Well, there you go. Now you've got extra large spacing. So it works the same as having that paid solution, but you're not going to be bound to paying. It's like paying ransom for a site you built bloody years ago. And that's what I hate about plugins, is I don't trust another person to hold my stuff, at least when you're using these kind of things like BricsFX and BricsStyler. I built them to be nothing more than code because code doesn't change. And that's kind of why I have to do an LTD on everything I do. It's because once you have it, you have it. That's it. And there's no alterations and changes needed because they're just operating on the core level of brick. Let's go ahead and round this off a little bit more. I kind of find that this rounding is not quite enough, and that's fine. It's easy enough to do. I come in here, go to my border, go to my radius, and I see, oh, it's radius M. Well, I can go down into my styling, and I can go, okay, well, radius L that sucker. And we'll do it to all the corners, and boom, rounded radius. And now we have something that is customized using our colors, our brands, and yet I could change out the entire styler system and change what these colors mean. So hopefully that kind of gets you jazzed in thinking about, do I really need plugins for something that I probably don't? And any plugin that you could save is a potential saving of a headache down the road. And that's always going to be my suggestion to any web developers. Don't let somebody else control your abilities. Simple as that. I hope that this video helps and gets you thinking about things. And like I say, in the next video, we're going to make this puppy dynamic, and that'll be fun too. Have a great day.